the first thing I'd like to do is to just thank everybody here for showing up. I'm Tom Bailey. I am the Executive Director of the Coalition for Excellence in Public Education of Northeast Indiana. I've been teaching for 21 years, and I've been teaching for the last 19 years in Fort Wayne Community Schools at Elmhurst High School, Northside High School, and now Portage Middle School. So I've been at it a while. Many of you have been educators yourself, been in the fray for a long time. So you kind of get what the struggle is here. So first thing that I'd like to do too is give special thanks to the following organizations: FWCS Executive Board, the FWCS School Board members who've come today, FWEA Executive Board, Fort Wayne Education Association members, the PTSA of Allen County, Southwest Allen County Classroom Teachers Association, as well as East Allen, the SROs who work for Fort Wayne Community Schools and the other schools throughout Allen County, the Urban League, some business leaders that have also graced us with their time here, the Nurses Association, of course, the Teamsters and the Carpenters Union, ISTA retired, big following, thank you. Also, Northeast Indiana Friends of Public Education, the United Way, as well as the Peacekeepers, who do an awful lot of work for Fort Wayne Community Schools, especially in the coming year. So, overwhelmingly positive reception. When I reached out to people, I was very surprised at how many people said yes to being here. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Officer Randy Hofsberg.
Pull your feet up, folks, it's getting deep.
So I just want to thank everybody who's in attendance and the organizations that have been supportive of this. So I want to clarify, what is the whole purpose of this thing? So this coalition was formed because of a grant that the National Education Association gave me to help basically make sure that we try to get pro-public education politicians elected and in office, and taking care of what needs to get done for our kids and our communities. So the mission of our specific organization is to elect, inform, and collaborate with pro-public education candidates and stakeholders. Our vision is that we stay engaged in a continuous partnership to ensure that we have high-quality public education, that we get the money, the resources, support, policies, and initiatives that support public education. So this is our kickoff meeting. This is the very first time that we've ever met as a group. The purpose of this is I'd like to continue this, and I'd like to expand it so that this conversation continues well beyond tonight, because, as you know, the threats change. We may experience some successes here and there, but there's always people at work trying to give us setbacks along the way. So as long as we continue to build a coalition together and have the conversation, we'll be able to make sure that we get what we need when we need it. So one of the things that, and I'm going to be brief with my comments, and then I'm going to let the panel come on up. They get to take the microphone here in a little bit. But public education is facing an existential threat. All we need to do is look at what's been happening to the funding with vouchers. There's a recent report on Chalkbeat, Indiana, and basically, there's more money going to private schools, but enrollment to private schools is not increasing. In other words, people that have enough money to go to private schools are using public money to go to private schools at the expense of the kids that we generally teach, especially in the urban, but even the suburban districts. Southwest Allen County schools would not have needed to raise their taxes if the funding formula had been applied without the vouchers. So we're, in a sense, robbing from the poor to give to the rich. Obviously, we've been taking action on the overpush for professional development with regard to the science of reading. Obviously, the ISTA has vocally and I was there, and Sandra and many of our representatives were there, to voice our opposition to that, and they've eased up on some of those things. Well, and that is the power of a collective voice. That is the power of organized people and money coming together to make sure that dumb stuff doesn't happen as far as the policies are concerned. And if you look a little deeper, come to find out, Representative Boehning profits because of his partnership with Marian University that's running all this science of reading professional development. Similarly, the change in graduation requirements that are currently there. They're making the honors college pathway so difficult that nobody's going to be able to do it. Then on top of that, they're cutting like the key classes that would be required to that, and then exchanging them for work-related experience. And there's not a lot of clarity on how people are going to get to work, or if there's these companies that are even ready to take on all of these children. So what we have here is an appointed, unaccountable State Board of Education, and that's appointed by the governor. And so our vote and our collective voice matters, and who gets into office matters for our collective interests. And that's really what the point of this coalition is to make sure we continue to have this conversation, that we stay on top of the things that happen to us, and that we resist when we can resist, and that we share our collective voice in opposition to these things. So this coalition is the beginning of a discussion between the groups who desperately need high-quality public education. The voiceless, the people that are in poverty, their way out of poverty is high-quality public education. The people, like I have kids that are going to be going through the elementary school system in a few years. I want them to have high-quality public education. So this conversation is to make sure that we, the common good, the common public, have an opportunity to speak to those who are seeking the positions in political power, and that we continue this conversation so that we can ensure high-quality public education is a high priority, and that we can continue to support the cause.